WMBS.
Good morning, and welcome to another Saturday edition of the Sportsline, being brought to you this morning by my good buddy Tom Vernon and Casey Sports Cafe, located right here on South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown, the Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville, and by Bogies at Duck Hollow, now under new management, serving lunches and dinners Monday through Saturday from 12 to 9 and Sunday from 12 to 5. Come on out, enjoy fine dining and a round of golf. Phone 724-439-2150, located at 374 Duck Hollow Road in Uniontown. George Von Benko with you on a pleasant Saturday morning. I know you'll be taking advantage of the weather before it starts to turn a little colder. You'll be out and about, but I do hope you'll take time out from your meanderings to pick up the phone and give us a call this morning. Two-way sports talk is the lifeblood of any sports talk show. Love to hear from you on a variety of subjects. And the telephone number, if you would like to join the conversation, simply pick up the phone, dial the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. Once again, that number, 724-438-4593. Interesting show today. Steelers on a business trip to the West Coast. Sunday night football against the Los Angeles Chargers. They're leaving this morning for the West Coast. I did my usual Steeler interviews yesterday after practice, and we will hear from right tackle Troy Faltano during the show, and also star outside linebacker TJ Watt. The Penguins are off to a surprising start, but they have been beset recently by some injuries, and we don't know what that is going to do to their momentum. But we haven't talked hockey since right before the beginning of the season, and we're going to change that in hour number 2 because one of my favorite guests, Bob Grove, longtime hockey writer and Penguins historian, will join me for some Penguins and NHL hockey talk at 11:30. In hour number 2. And, of course, your phone calls. Give us a call. Love to hear from you. Let's get to the scoreboard very quickly. And in high school football action, games heard right here on WMBS. In the Class 1A playoffs, quarterfinals, Bishop Canavan beats the Fraser Commodores 50-7. Other 1A final scores. Clairton Bears over Jeanette, 38-33. Fort Cherry shuts out Neshannock, 36-0. Laurel downs Chartiers Houston, 40-21. Class 6A playoffs, semifinals. Central Catholic over Cannon McMillan, 44-7. North Allegheny downs the Norwin Knights, 35-17. WPIAL Class 5A playoffs, quarterfinals. Moon Tigers beat Penn Trafford 20-13. Peters Township over the Bethel Park Blackhawks 42-14. And it was Pine Richland 42, Shaler 10. Upper St. Clair downs Woodland Hills 36-26. In the WPIAL Class 4A playoffs, Aliquippa shuts out Newcastle 14-0. The McKeesport Tigers down Thomas Jefferson 28-3. In Class 3A playoff action, quarterfinals, Avonworth 56, Freeport 7. Central Valley downs Highlands 34-10. Imani Christian over Hopewell 59-21. North Catholic beats Elizabeth Forward 55-32. And in Class 2A playoff action, quarterfinals, Seton LaSalle 42, Mohawk 7. Steel Valley beats Elwood City 42-6. Washington over South Allegheny 31-7. Western Beaver takes Apollo Ridge 41-14. So that's a look at the high school action. Turning our attention to the National Hockey League scoreboard. Minnesota over the New York Islanders, 5-2. New York Rangers down the Detroit Red Wings, 4-1. Chicago Blackhawks shut out Calgary, 4-0. San Jose takes Winnipeg, 2-1. NBA action. Cleveland, 148. Washington, 114. Orlando over the Boston Celtics, 123-110. Toronto beats the Atlanta Hawks, 109-97. Detroit Pistons, 125. Brooklyn, 107. San Antonio beats Houston, 121-110. Milwaukee Bucks beat the Chicago Bulls, 126-110. Minnesota, 137. Utah, 97. Memphis over Dallas, 118-104. Miami takes Charlotte, 126-108. Denver downs Golden State, 129-104. And Oklahoma City beats Sacramento, 132-101. In top 25 college football, number 20 Southern Cal over Northwestern, 38-17. And Tulane knocks off number 22 Memphis, 38-32. Top 25 college basketball action. Number 1 ranked Purdue, 87. Oakland, 77. Fourth rated UConn, 110. UMass Lowell, 47. It was number 9 Kentucky, 107. Valparaiso, 59. 10th rated Texas Tech. The Red Raiders beat Sam Houston, 98-77. 12th rated UCLA, 74. The Waves of Pepperdine, 63. Number 13, Arizona, 93. Utah Tech, 67. 17th rated Illinois, the Fighting Illini, 113. Florida Gulf Coast, 70. Number 25, North Carolina, handles number 19, Kansas, 87-74. And the 24th ranked Wisconsin Badgers beat Northern Illinois, 97-72. So that is a look at the scoreboard. Turning our attention to sports obituaries. First off, tragic story. Marshawn Nealon, defensive end for the Dallas Cowboys, died sometime between late Wednesday, November 5th, and early morning of Thursday, November 6th. According to the Frisco, Texas Police Department, his death is being investigated as a suspected suicide, and it has since been determined that's exactly what happened. Nealon was 24, and he passed away, as I mentioned, early morning, November the 6th. The NFL has said it has been in contact with the Cowboys, offering support to its players and staff. The Cowboys took Nealon in the second round of the draft, number 56 overall, the 2024 draft. He started 3 games this season and had 12 tackles. Marshawn Nealon, suicide victim at the age of 24. Turning our attention, boy, this is a name I remember and had a lot of contact with back in the day. Former Bengals tight end Bob Trumpy has died at the age of 80. The team announced this on Sunday. Trumpy was one of the Bengals' original draft picks in 1968 and is the only player in franchise history to be a Pro Bowler in both the AFL and the NFL. Trumpy played 10 seasons with the Bengals from 1968 to 1977, totaling 298 receptions for 4,600 yards and 35 touchdowns. After his playing career ended, Trumpy had a successful run as a broadcaster. His media career included national work for NBC, covering a Super Bowl, the Ryder Cup, and the Olympics. In addition, Trumpy was also a longtime host for WLWAM, Cincinnati's most prominent radio station. Most notably, and I remember this incident, Trumpy was heralded for an incident in 1983 in which a caller phoned into his talk show and said that they wanted to commit suicide. Trumpy kept the caller on the line for 2 hours until police arrived at the caller's location, according to an archived report from United Press International. In 2014, Trumpy was given the Pete Rozelle Radio Television Award, which is given by the Pro Football Hall of Fame as a lifetime achievement honor. Bob Trumpy passing away at the age of 80 years old. And I missed this one, but I want to catch up with it because he certainly had an impact in the NFL. And in particular, he was intertwined with the Pittsburgh Steelers. George Atkinson, hard-hitting former Raiders safety who struck fear in the opposition, has died. He was age 78. This happened back on October the 27th, and it was announced by the Raiders. The team did not reveal the cause of death, but Atkinson had disclosed that he had been suffering symptoms consistent with CTE in a 2016 interview with the San Jose Mercury News. And Atkinson played in 144 games in his career, spending 10 seasons with the Oakland Raiders and one final season with the Denver Broncos. He played in 7 AFL or AFC championship games and helped the Raiders win the Super Bowl following the 1976 season. His 33 career interceptions in the regular season and playoffs ranked 4th all-time for the Raiders, and he was known for his physical play. Atkinson joined the Raiders after being drafted in the 7th round in '68. He was part of a stellar draft class that included Hall of Famers Ken Stabler and Art Shell, as well as running backs Marv Hubbard and Charlie Smith, who all helped build the team into one of the top teams in the league in the 1970s. And everyone who was a fan of the Steelers back in the day will remember one of his most famous hits came against Pittsburgh and Hall of Fame wide receiver Lynn Swann. He knocked him out in the 1975 AFC Championship game and then again in the 1976 season opener with a forearm to the back of the head on a play when Swann didn't even get the ball. The second hit on Swann led to Pittsburgh coach Chuck Noll referring to Atkinson as part of the criminal element in the NFL. Atkinson sued Noll for defamation but lost the suit. George Atkinson, a longtime NFL safety, most notably with the Raiders, passing away. Atkinson was 78 years old. Okay, we're going to get a break in. When we come back, we will open up the phone lines. We have one line open if you want to jump in. Call the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. We'll be back with more right after this.
Have you been told there is nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that's not true. As one of the largest and most successful neuropathy treatment practices in the country, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers has grown to 9 regional centers and helped over 14,000 patients, like John from Morgantown. John had such extreme numbness and pain that he was having difficulty feeling his car pedals. Then John discovered Tri-State Neuropathy Centers and their effective FDA-approved treatment program that has no drugs, is non-invasive and painless. John's great results have given his freedom back, and he's doing the things he wants, like simply driving or cutting the grass. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help John, along with thousands of others. Let them help you next. Call 304-777-2068. That's 304-777-2068. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
You can go to Big Box Medical Office.
Now serving number 3,943.
Or,
Hi, come on in. How are you?
for personal, professional health care you can trust, see Dr. Paul Hardley and nurse practitioners Tara Bozek, Jessica Reckhart, and Stacy Morris, proudly serving our community for over 30 years. Need care today? Walk-ins are always welcome. For your primary care, call Dr. Paul Hartley at 724-437-1109 or visit ppcp.org. Or
Serving number 3,944.
Mahoney's, across from the post office in downtown Uniontown. It's the place to be for great entertainment. Live bands every Saturday in November. Get ready to laugh during comedy night. Fridays at Mahoney's with professional comedians. Have fun on Wednesdays with karaoke. And coming soon, line dancing on Thursdays. Sponsored by Autoland Hyundai. The kitchen with delicious food from Nene's Diner will also be open till 9 p.m. So bring your friends for an evening of entertainment and great food at Mahoney's, across from the post office in downtown Uniontown. Mahoney's.
ready to score big on your next home? Well, great news. Huge savings are waiting for you at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. From open floor plans perfect for game day parties to energy-efficient homes that will help you save money all season long, these homes are built to deliver. Don't wait on the sidelines. Make the winning play today and find the home that fits your family and lifestyle. Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon at 4500 Route 51.
Hi everyone, this is Kelly Clark with Autoland Hyundai in downtown Uniontown. SUV season is here, and you can get that new, certified, or select pre-owned all-wheel drive that you've been looking for. It's just a test drive away. Let me show you how simple you can buy or lease your next vehicle. The season is changing, so fall into your best deal with me. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai, 724-208-5281. 724-208-5281. Great selections, super pricing, and deals on your next wheels. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai, 724-208-5281. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai, 724-208-5281. I'll make you a good deal.
If you're an athlete, you know the importance of a strong recovery. NovaCare provides several athletic training programs geared toward athletic-related injuries and collaborates with Albert Gallatin, Uniontown, Fraser, California, Jefferson Morgan, Waynesburg, West Green, and Mapletown school districts to help student athletes stay at their best. From coordinating additional specialist care to treating on-site injuries, their experts cater to your personal needs. Specialized services include concussion diagnosis and rehabilitation and treatment for sport-specific injuries. For more information on athletic training at NovaCare, visit novacare.com or contact your local office today.
This is Pittsburgh Steelers Hall of Famer Coach Dick LeBeau. You're listening to the Sportsline with George Von Benko on WMBS.
And welcome back to the Sportsline on this Saturday morning. Good to hear Coach's voice. Had a great weekend last weekend with the 2005 Super Bowl champion Steelers, spending some time with those guys, and of course, with Coach LeBeau, just a marvelous weekend. And I think their presence rubbed off on the current team a little bit with that performance last weekend in front of those legends against the Indianapolis Colts. Well, let's open up the phone lines, take our first phone call of the morning. And got to turn this on. And we'll go to the phone lines, take our first phone call. Good morning. You're on the Sports Line.
Good morning, George.
Good morning, Charles. How are you?
I'm okay. George, now that the World Series is over, I'll hit it once again. Talk about that 18-inning game in the World Series. There were a lot of things people enjoyed in that 18-inning game.
Well, it was baseball at its best. I mean, that is playoff baseball. Everybody hanging on every pitch. That's what it's all about. I love playoff baseball.
All right, George. But I think you know what I'm getting at. You see in the postseason, they don't have that expletive deleted courtesy runner.
Well, unfortunately, Charles, that is not going to go away.
Oh,
And it's not only because of the commissioner, but the players' union likes it too.
well,
I wish they would alter it a little bit. Let's play a couple of innings the regular way before you implement that.
I'm sorry, George, but I'm a little more cute than you are. I want to see it.
Well, I'm a realist. I know it's not going to go away, but I wouldn't mind a little bit of an adjustment to make me feel a little bit better.
I know that, but you're talking about, I'm just saying what I think. I don't like it. It's not baseball. I don't like it at all. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't care for it either, but as I said, it's here and it ain't going anywhere.
Well, yeah, in the end, George, okay, we'll meet in the middle, George. I understand.
Well, no, I just know I've talked, and believe me, I've talked to former players, and their point of view is they don't want the game to drag on. You're not going to see those kind of games anymore. But with the way travel is and everything else, the players just don't, and the players are very much in favor of that rule.
Well, they're not like they used to be, but that's neither here nor there. There's other things I'd like to talk to you about. The next thing is the Penguins. First of all, what happened to the young fellow Bloomquist? Is he still in the organization?
He's still in the organization, yeah. But pardon the pun, but the bloom is off the Bloomquist.
I get you. They apparently think this.
Well, the kid that they brought up, he's, from what I am told, is a star in the making. He is.
Yeah. But would he?
Musharraf, yeah.
Would he be the best young Penguin goaltender since the Flower? Maybe.
Well, they had the same feelings for a while about Matt Murray, too. And Matt Murray helped lead them to a couple of Stanley Cups.
One thing,
I mean, look at what they said about Jarry when he was coming up.
Yeah.
I got the same kind of press clippings about Tristan Jarry that I've got about this young man. You just never know at that position. I really believe that what eventually derailed Matt Murray was injury. He was beset by a lot of injuries, and I really, really think it had a profound effect on the way his career turned out.
Yeah, but
now they're going into a phase right now. That's why I'm going to talk to Bob Grove about it. We just had a raft of guys go on the injury report, some for 3-4 weeks. And they had been playing well. It's going to be interesting to see how they weather this because, quite frankly, they don't have that kind of depth to weather. What have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 injuries plus other guys that are already on there. There's at least 7 or 8 injuries that they're going through right now. That's an awful lot. And some of them, as I said, are not just, a couple of games here or there. They're 3-4 weeks.
George, is it possible that Ovechkin could score 1,000 goals before he's done?
It's possible. A lot of things have to happen, but he still is scoring goals. But you could see, and I've watched him play. He's sort of become a one-trick pony right now. He's slowed down an awful lot. Age gets to everybody, Charlie. You know that.
Yeah. Let's see.
Where's he standing right now? I haven't looked at his goal total.
It's a little over 900. He scored his 900th against the Blues the other night.
Right. Well, he's got 100 goals to go, and that's at least.
Yeah.
Well, at his age, probably 3 seasons.
3 seasons. Yeah. Let's see. Was it Gordie Howe was still playing at 45?
Gordie Howe was a different kind of specimen, too. I mean, you don't see guys like that anymore. He was something else. I marveled at Gordie. I really did. And how about he got to play with his two sons?
Yeah, he did. And I was going to ask you too on some football. I think the Steelers. First of all, do you like the Steelers tomorrow?
The only thing that bothers me is the cross-country trip. Sometimes that hasn't been kind to the Steelers. They're getting the Chargers. Yes, they've got Justin Herbert, who's played well, and a couple of wide receivers. Their offensive line is banged up. The running game is very sporadic, which is exactly what the Steelers want. They shut down Jonathan Taylor, one of the best running backs in the NFL last week. They need to shut the running game down, and with the line being banged up, they have a chance to do that and make them one-dimensional, and that way they can pin their ears back and go after Herbert. So in that regard, I like them. I want to see the Steelers' running game perk up again. It was okay, but it wasn't as good as it had been in recent games against Indianapolis. And the reason I say that, I'm still concerned about the amount of time that the defense is spending on the field.
Yeah.
I looked at the stats the other day. They have been on the field, and part of it's their own fault for not being able to get off the field on third down, but they have been on the field over 100 more snaps than the opposition. And there are some older players on the defensive side of the ball, and that's problematic. You can wear down as a game goes on. So I would like to see the running game perk up, and I'd like to see them win time of possession against the Chargers. They've only done it once this year against the Browns.
George, another thing I told somebody else this morning, the Steelers need to keep winning. And as far as I'm concerned tomorrow, go Vikings, because don't go to sleep on that team in Eastern Maryland.
Oh, I've said that all along. Now that they're healthy and they got their defensive people back, they could very easily go on a big-time winning streak here.
Yeah, and you look at that second half of the Steelers' schedule, George told somebody November 5th, 1995, the only time something happened, the only time the Steelers won in Chicago in 15 tries.
The Bears.
And you might remember, I'm sure you remember this night, Norm Johnson kicked the field goal in overtime at Soldier Field.
I remember Norm Johnson.
Cordell Stewart at quarterback.
Right.
But
well, my most famous Bears memory, and the guys that I was with last weekend were talking about it, they thought one of the things that helped propel the Steelers to that Super Bowl in 2005 was that snowy day in Pittsburgh when Jerome Bettis ran over Urlacher.
Yeah, that started it, because then, because Urlacher was really good.
Oh, he was tremendous, yeah.
I mean, but that started to come back. And then the Steelers got all the help. All the pieces just fell into place.
Yeah.
And,
but it was a great weekend. Catching up with those guys, I really enjoyed the whole weekend. And of course, anytime I get to spend time with my friend Dick LeBeau. By the way, Mr. Watt and the defense, listen to his words. TJ finally got a chance to meet Dick LeBeau. Right before the game started, he came over and they shook hands. And I asked Dick what he said to TJ. And he said, and I'm cleaning it up a little bit, he whispered in his ear and told him to put aside all of the noise surrounding the defense and what people were saying and go out there and kick their butt.
Yes, kick their butt. Well, there you go. George, a couple other things as I go out. Eagles, Packers, Monday night, who wins?
I sort of like the Eagles. I still like the way they're playing. Yeah.
You still,
Yeah.
You think they're better than the Packers right now?
I do. I think the Eagles are the best team in the NFC. Even in spite of some of the problems they've had, I think they are the best team.
And one other thing, it's a week away, George, but you know I'm not rooting for Pitt next Saturday. I'm not rooting for Pitt.
You're a Notre Dame guy?
Oh, well, George, I think I'm a mackerel snatcher, so I've been Catholic Notre Dame.
The reason I never rooted for Notre Dame, and I think I've told you this story before, is my father and Freddie Mazurik's dad were good friends, and we used to get tickets. And I rooted for Fred when he was at Pitt. And, of course, that's when Pitt and Notre Dame played every year, and I didn't like Notre Dame. And that was mainly because I rooted for Fred Mazurik so hard, you know.
Well, I mean, that's logic. I'm not anti-Pitt, but when I was young, my dad told me always root for Notre Dame, and of course,
so your dad was one of the infamous Subway alumni.
Yeah, it's being a Catholic,
Right, I understand.
But I'll tell you, George, that could be a great game.
It could be, and Pitt has the bye. Notre Dame's playing Navy today, and Navy's not bad. No. But Pitt has the big thing that's going on there is I saw some Pitt coaches when I was down at the Steelers on Friday, and I asked them and they said we're getting some guys back that haven't played. So Pitt is going to be about as healthy as they've been in a long time for that game, and that's a big factor. That is a very big factor.
Notre Dame's place-kicking game is not good.
No, it isn't. But speaking of the Irish, I'll leave you with this. I got a bear hug from a former member of the Fighting Irish over the weekend.
Rocky Blair?
No, he wasn't on that 2005 Super Bowl team. Some guy named Jerome Bettis.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I was just talking about the bus.
Yeah.
You got a bear hug, but not a bus.
He came up from behind me and got me.
Yeah. He didn't put you on his back and carry you for 10 yards?
No, he didn't. But he got my ribs pretty good. Well, listen, always a pleasure to chat with you, Charlie. I got to get a break in.
That's the next week. Thank you.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
We're going to take a quick break, continue in the open line mode. Both lines are open. Pick up the phone. Call the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. Give us a call.
Hey love, I'm Tiffany from Tiffany Smith Fine Art Studios, serving up confidence boosts in Periopolis in our brand new luxury studio in downtown Pittsburgh. I'm not just here to take your picture, I'm here to help you remember who you are. Whether it's been a wild few years or you're just feeling a little blah, this is your permission slip to feel powerful again. You'll laugh, maybe cry, and leave feeling like that girl. Book your experience at TiffanySmithFineArtStudios.com because you deserve to be seen.
Live Casino is celebrating its 5-year anniversary by giving away $50,000 in prizes. Get in on the fun November 17th through 23rd. Play with your Live Rewards card for a chance to win your share of $50,000 in prizes. Plus, enjoy $5 specials all week long, like our $5 social margaritas, $5 nachos, $5 pretzels, and more. Celebrate 5 at Live. Live Casino, Route 30 at Westmoreland Mall. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Chris Parker Jr., Trick or Treat is over. What's going on at Autoland?
Treats continue here at Autoland with 0% for 60 months on all 25 Tucsons and Santa Fe's.
0% for 60 months?
That's right. 0% for 5 years on the award-winning all-wheel drive Tucson and Santa Fe's with third-row seating. Plus 0% on the hybrid Tucson and Santa Fe's. Don't want 0% financing? Choose HMF bonus cash up to $4,500 on Santa Fe's. Winter weather is coming. Now's the time to get your all-wheel drive SUV with 0% financing and have a vehicle big enough for the family and hauling gifts. Did you know Hyundai is also the most awarded brand by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety for the past 2 years?
And every new Hyundai purchase includes Hyundai Assurance, America's Best Warranty, 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain protection, and 3-year free complimentary maintenance. Autoland Hyundai, downtown Uniontown, or online at AutolandHyundai.com.
And you always pay less to drive the best at Autoland Hyundai.
Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group of Janie Montgomery Scott in Uniontown is a proud sponsor of Sportsline. When you work with Janie, it's about going beyond investing. It's about connecting your life and your finances in a way that makes sense for you. The team partners with you through each stage of life to help you set and reach your financial goals. To learn more about the Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group at Janie, be sure to check out their website at www.lhwag.com. Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group of Janie Montgomery Scott, LLC, member FINRA, NYSE, SIPC.
Casey's Sports Cafe, located at 243 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown and owned by the Vernon family, wants you to know they have new hours. Monday and Friday from 7 to 3, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday 7 to 7, and Saturday and Sunday 7 to 2. Come on into Casey's and check out their new menu ideas and entrees. They could also cater your next event. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Casey's is the place to eat. Call 724-550-4126. Casey's, the best in Fayette County.
WMBS.
Hi, this is TJ Watt, and you're listening to the Sportsline with George Von Benko on WMBS Radio.
And welcome back to the Sportsline, moving down the home stretch here in hour number 1. Back to the phone lines we go. Good morning. You're on the Sportsline.
Hello, George.
Yes.
This is Mark calling.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine this morning. Yeah, I watched last Sunday's game. I was a little bit surprised. I thought after the first quarter I'd be going to Brownsville, getting myself a pizza and coming back, and watching the rest of the game. I thought they were going to win that thing, playing against the best team. But I also looked at it, and even with the 6 turnovers, they still lost the time of possession by 2 minutes.
They did, and that has been a problem all year long. As I said, there's only been one game this year where they have won the time of possession, and that was the game against the Browns.
Yeah. It probably wasn't by much either, I can imagine.
But and that's not let's put it this way. It's not all an offensive problem. It isn't. A lot of it has to do with the fact that a lot of times this year, and they're one of the worst in the league and have been this season, getting off the field on third down. If your defense can't get off the field, that's going to lead to longer drives by the opposition, and you're going to lose time of possession.
Yeah, true. One other thing, I'm going to talk about that fella, Atkins, the assassin, the Raiders who passed.
Well, no, Jack Tatum was the assassin, but
Jack Tatum. Jack Tatum, he had that hit.
But Atkinson is the one that had the hit on Lynn Swann. The 2 hits, one in the playoff game and one in the season opener, which prompted Chuck Noll to say Atkinson was part of the criminal element in the NFL, which led to the big lawsuit, remember?
Yeah. Well, just also remember, it was maybe a season or 2 before that, Mel Blount, he knocked out Ken Anderson. He was like 5 yards out of bounds. And he got thrown out of the game. Do you remember that?
You're talking about Kenny Anderson?
Yeah.
I thought that was Glenn Edwards that did that.
I thought it might have been Glenn, but I thought it was Mel Blount. Maybe I could be wrong.
It was the Steelers, Yeah,
but I think he said that he would never play for the Steelers again or something like that. He really took offense at what Chuck Noll said. He considered him part of the criminal element in the NFL. But there's a little something else I'd like to add. Because, I remember that. That was really a heck of a
rivalry. I remember so many things about that rivalry. The game where Swann got hit, that's when the Raiders accused Dirk Donardo, the groundskeeper at Three Rivers, of putting water on the field so it was ice and things like that. And the night before the game, I think the guy's name was Moore. He was a tight end for the Raiders, got involved in a fight and got hit over the head with a nightstick by Pittsburgh police the night before the game. There were a lot of things going on,
Yeah. Okay. Well, George, that's all I got for today.
All right. Thank you very much for the call. You take care.
You're welcome, George. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And got time for another call if you want to jump in real quick here. Call the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. We've got our Steeler interviews coming up here in hour number 2 as the Steelers face the Los Angeles Chargers on Sunday Night Football. And, of course, interviews that I did with right tackle Troy Fautanu. And, boy, what glowing reports we are getting about Fautanu's play. He has not allowed a sack, very few pressures. He has played great. And how about the highlight reel last week against Indianapolis? DeForest Buckner disengaged from another Steeler lineman, and Fautanu laid him out with a vicious block, and it was all over YouTube. But Fautanu is being praised for his footwork and his technique. I talked to him about that. You'll hear the Fautanu interview. And, of course, my weekly conversation with Steelers star outside linebacker T.J. Watt. That's all coming up in hour number 2. And we're going to get into some NHL and Penguin talk. We haven't really talked about them since right before the season started. They're playing in New Jersey this afternoon. We will join that game for the pregame show and the drop of the puck in New Jersey right after the Sportsline at 12 noon. But one of my favorite guests, longtime Penguins historian and hockey writer, Bob Grove, will join me at 11:30 in hour number 2. So that's going to be some real good hockey talk. Big day in college football as well. I'll cover that a little bit more in depth in hour number 2. But just want to tell you, do not touch that dial. Keep it right where it is, your local station, because we've got another full hour of sports talk coming up right after the news. So do not touch that dial. The Sportsline is being brought to you this Saturday morning by my good buddy, Tom Vernon, and KC Sports Cafe, located on South Mount Vernon Avenue, 243 South Mount Vernon Avenue, offering good, affordable food with pickup and delivery options. Voted best in Fayette breakfast, lunch spot, all-around restaurant. A Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville. And by Bogies at Duck Hollow, which is now under new management, serving lunches and dinners Monday through Saturday from 12 to 9 and Sunday from 12 to 5. Pick up the phone. Give them a call, 724-439-2150 for Bogey's Restaurant at Duck Hollow Golf Course. So we've got news coming up, then another full hour of sports talk. We will continue in the open line mode, and we've got a wide open board right now, so you might want to get lined up for your calls at hour number 2. Steeler interviews, and then Bob Grove. If you want to get lined up for your phone calls, call the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line. And that is 724-438-4593. Once again, the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. But right now, we're going to leave you for just a bit. We're going to pause for the latest news. And it comes your way from the CBS radio network right here on your local station, 590 AM and 101.1 FM. That, of course, WMBS Radio, Uniontown, Pennsylvania. At the tone, it will be 11 a.m.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts. I'm Allison Keyes. There is more confusion for the 42 million people who rely on SNAP food benefits as the Supreme Court grants a last-minute appeal from the Trump administration to block a court order to fully fund the benefits during the shutdown. CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson explains.
The Trump administration has said that it will use a contingency fund to partially fund the SNAP benefit program, but that it doesn't have enough money to fully fund that program. A district court judge had ordered that the Trump administration tap into a childhood nutrition fund in order to be able to fully fund the SNAP benefit program. That really is essentially what's now in legal question.
But some other states, including Pennsylvania, awarded food benefits before the ruling, and Governor Josh Shapiro says,
folks got to wake up and realize the people who are leading in America quite literally want to keep people hungry.
That shutdown is forcing the cancellation of some 1,000 flights at the nation's 40 busiest airports. The most disruptions so far are in Chicago, Atlanta, and Dallas. CBS's Michael Wallace.
This woman's flight was canceled, so she headed to the car rental counter at Atlanta's airport.
I have work on Monday, but I also want to sleep in my bed. I don't want to have to pay for a hotel room.
Hertz says it's seeing a spike in demand for one-way rentals. Sandro Martinez was flying from New Jersey to Greenville, South Carolina, but after his layover in Atlanta, he's taking a Greyhound bus the rest of the way.
It's a lot quicker, and I actually know that it's going to be running more efficiently, and it's not run through the government as well, because most of the airports are.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
A federal judge has permanently blocked President Trump from sending National Guard troops to Portland, Oregon. The state's top prosecutor, Dan Rayfield.
No president is above the law. All of us in every city across this country must follow the law. And there's a reason why we have laws in place, and there's a reason why we don't normalize the use of military in our cities.
There's a federal probe now into the deadly crash of that UPS jet. CBS's Tom Hansen.
NTSB revealed that bells sounded in the cockpit for 25 seconds, meaning the pilots only had 25 seconds to react. We also learned that authorities are keeping hoses on site to put out spot fires, which as of yesterday were still burning.
It turns out that you do need to clean that crusty reusable water bottle regularly. Experts say this applies no matter what you put in it. It turns out that water bottles pick up germs from our mouths when we take a sip and also from our hands when we touch the lid. They're covered with tiny places that can become breeding grounds for mold and bacteria. Health experts say that can cause stomach aches and itchy throats. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Route 21 Furniture. Take the road to your perfect home.
Sleep well tonight. Try out a new mattress from Route 21 Furniture with a large selection of mattresses, all sizes and comfort levels, with great prices, free local delivery and setup, and financing options. Route 21 Furniture. Open weekdays 9 to 5, Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday noon to 4. 724-737-2222 or Route21Furniture.com.
Route 21 Furniture. Take the road to your perfect home.
Ready to score big on your next home? Well, great news. Huge savings are waiting for you at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. From open floor plans perfect for game day parties to energy efficient homes that will help you save money all season long, these homes are built to deliver. Don't wait on the sidelines. Make the winning play today and find the home that fits your family and lifestyle. Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon at 4500 Route 51.
Pardon from President Trump.
Darryl Strawberry was an outfielder and 8-time All-Star.
And the Mets win it on Strawberry's 2-run home run in the 10th inning.
But he struggled with legal and personal issues after his baseball career and served time in prison on drug-related charges. In 1995, he pleaded guilty to tax evasion. A White House official noted Strawberry became active in a Christian ministry and has been sober for more than a decade. He also started a recovery center that is still in operation. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Ooh, baby, baby.
Salt and Pepper are among the 2025 inductees into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in the musical influence category. Chubby Checker, Joe Cocker, and Soundgarden are inductees in the performer category. Cocker had been eligible for the honor since the 1990s but was nominated for the first time this year. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
Point Hill Living Care Home is an all-new personal care home conveniently located in Point Marion and is now accepting new residents. Point Hill Living is committed to providing comfort and support while allowing residents to maintain their independence and enhance their quality of life. With a dedicated staff and experienced advanced care team, Point Hill Living offers fully customized care plans for all residents, while also ensuring a sense of community and engagement, making Point Hill feel like home. Multiple care levels are available, from basic plans to fully customized and enhanced plans, including options for medical monitoring and full-time dedicated assistance. If you are looking for a high-quality care home close to home, look no further than Point Hill Living Care Home at 300 Union Street in Point Marion. Call them today at 724-725-5533 to learn more, or visit them at pointhillliving.com. Point Hill Living Care Home, where our residents are family.
For economy, price, and quality service, call Economy Furnace.
Economy Furnace is honored to be recognized as the best in Fayette for the third consecutive year. This achievement would not be possible without the trust and support of our valued customers. As your neighbors, Economy Furnace believes that local matters, and we proudly serve this community with dedication, care, and a commitment to excellence. Your continued confidence inspires Economy Furnace to go above and beyond every day. We are excited to offer 0% interest and other low-interest financing options, making it easier than ever to bring comfort and quality into your home. Economy Furnace proudly partners with Amana, a brand known for its reliability and excellence, ensuring that every product we provide meets the highest standards. Thank you again for your loyalty and for allowing Economy Furnace to bring comfort to your homes and lives. Thank you for voting Economy Furnace Best in Fayette 3 years in a row.
For economy, price, and quality service, call Economy Furnace.
Wow, your dog looks beautiful. We went to Mutt's on Market Street, the dog grooming salon in downtown Brownsville. Samantha, the owner, has over 10 years dog grooming experience. They work with any dog, any breed, any size.
Didn't it cost a fortune?
No, the prices are great. They offer a full line of grooming and other services.
The holidays are here, so treat your furry friends to a fresh holiday grooming at Mutt's on Market Street. And don't forget your feline friends. Mutt's on Market Street now offers cat grooming. Get your pets holiday ready at Mutt's on Market Street in downtown Brownsville. Visit them on Facebook for details. Cooler temperatures may be on the way, but you could still enjoy your deck or patio with retractable or fixed awnings from Lifetime Awnings. Made in the USA with manufacturers and customer guarantees, Lifetime Awnings products last. Lifetime Awnings is veteran-owned and operated with a 10% discount to all military veterans and their families. Call Lifetime Awnings 724-554-6067 for a no-cost or obligation home consultation. Or email John, the owner, at lifetimeawningsusa@gmail.com.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Bortz Jr.
Looking for a fireplace? Koval Building Supply at 40 Monroe Avenue in Uniontown is more than your plumbing supply store. We specialize in fireplaces of all fuel types, such as gas, wood, pellet, and electric. We're now featuring Harmon pellet stoves from Forge and Flame, perfect for keeping your family warm and cozy. Call Koval today at 724-437-8824 or visit kovalsupply.com to start planning for the winter season. Koval Building Supply, everything you need to make your house feel like home.
Your local station, WMBS.
Welcome back on board for hour number 2 of the Sportsline, being brought to you this morning by my good buddy Tom Vernon and KC Sports Cafe, located right here on South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown. The Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville, and by Bogies at Duck Hollow, now under new management, serving lunches and dinners Monday through Saturday from 12 to 9 and Sunday from 12 to 5. Come on out, enjoy fine dining and a round of golf. Phone 724-439-2150, located at 374 Duck Hollow Road in Uniontown. George Von Benko with you as we forge ahead into our second hour We continue in the open line mode. Your chance to get up on that soapbox and be heard anything and everything pertaining to the world of sports is on the docket. Would love to hear from you this morning. Simply go to your phone and dial the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. You should have no problems getting through because I'm gazing at a wide open board. Once again, that number, 724-438-4593. Do come ahead with your questions and your comments. Would love to hear from you. So we've got college football on tap today. Pitt is idle before their big matchup next week at Acrisure Stadium against the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. The Irish will be in action, and they will be taking on Navy at 7:30 tonight. So Pitt gets the benefit of the idle week before facing the Irish. Also on tap today, number 2 Indiana, 9-0 on the campaign, invades Penn State. The Nittany Lions in the midst of a god-awful season. They're 3-5. And that is, I believe, a noontime kickoff. Yes, noontime kickoff at Happy Valley. And West Virginia, coming off a big win last week, will be home to take on Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes. The Buffaloes are 3-6. The Mountaineers are 3-6. Another opportunity for Rich Rodriguez's Mountaineers, and that is a noontime kickoff and is on national television today. So you can watch some of our local teams on national TV. And, of course, keep an eye ahead, looking ahead to the big matchup next week between the Pitt Panthers and the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame in Pittsburgh. And as I mentioned, the Steelers leaving this morning, flying across country to the West Coast for Sunday night football. Steelers and Los Angeles Chargers, 8:30 NBC. You can hear the radio portion of the game right here on your local station, WMBS, as I do every Friday. I went down to watch Steeler practice and do a couple of interviews. I talk with somebody from the offense, somebody from the defense each week. My offensive guy is this year right tackle Troy Faltano, who's in the midst of, it's sort of been flying under the radar, but Faltano is having an outstanding season for the Steelers. He was hurt last year, their number 1 pick out of Washington, healthy and playing well at right tackle. And from the defense, I always chat. We've been doing it for almost 9 years now. I always chat with star outside linebacker T.J. Watt. So you're going to hear both those interviews coming up. Injury report for the Steelers. They've got several guys out. Wide receiver Scotty Miller out with a bad finger. One of the most impactful losses will be the guard Isaac Seumalo, who is battling that pec injury. That means Spencer Anderson is going to get the start, and it will affect what they do with their jumbo package. But Seumalo is out. Jabril Peppers at safety is out with a quad, and inside linebacker Cole Holcomb out. He still is having problems with illness. For the Chargers, 2 that we know of, there are several questionable ones, but Bobby Hart, a tackle, out with a knee and ankle problem. Cornerback Talib still out probably with a knee injury for the matchup on Sunday night. As I mentioned, I was at practice yesterday, and I caught up with the young right tackle who's really, really coming on for the Steelers, Troy Faltano. Let's listen in. Troy, first of all, congratulations on a big win over the Colts, getting back on track. All phases of the game were hit. You had to feel good about the win.
Yeah, whenever you can beat a team like that, it's very encouraging. Obviously, we came out to play. Got to clean up a lot of stuff. Got to be able to finish the game on our own terms. But just excited going into this new week. Chargers presents its own challenges, but we got that win and we're excited.
And it always helps when you get 6 turnovers.
100%. Yeah, defense came to play, saved us when we needed it. Like I said before, we got to clean up a lot on offense. But yeah, defense balled out.
What were some of the things you saw that you wanted to work on offense? I know the running game wasn't as effective as it has been in games previous. I know you want to get that back on track.
Yeah, I feel like we just went 3 and out too many times. Defense was on the field too much. And we can control that in a way. We got to be able to be more efficient on drives and yeah.
Looking at you personally, I've read some really good articles, some of the sites that gauge the play of different positions. You are really, really playing well, according to some of those sites. I'm sure it's probably come out in the film room and your talk with coaches. You have to be happy with the way you're playing right now.
For me, honestly, being in the middle of the season, all I'm looking forward to is what challenges present this next upcoming week. The coaches, and I feel like I do a good job of keeping myself grounded. And it's a long season. It's the NFL. Every week you got new challenges, but I was just going to continue to keep getting better and refining my process and continue going out there and be confident.
One of the things that came out in some of the things I read, and you and I have talked about this before, particularly with line play, footwork, technique, and they were raving about your footwork, and I think you take pride in that. That's a very important element of line play, footwork.
100%. That's something that I feel like is one of my, attributes that I bring to the team.
Strengths?
Yeah, strengths that I bring to the team, and using that to my advantage and just continuing to work on that because you can never be good enough. So I'm just always striving to improve in any area of my game.
Well, they talked about, I remember when you were drafted, they talked about your footwork in college. This has been going on for a while. You've prided yourself on that.
Yeah, it's something that I've worked on every single day, high school, college. My coaches told me that was my strength. So use it and continue to make your strengths even stronger. So
you made the highlight film too. They showed that block on Buckner when you laid him out.
Yeah.
You don't often get a shot like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In the NFL, it's hard to get one of those. It's like I said before, it's an offensive lineman's dream. I was just kind of hoping that he went inside, and he did, and I took advantage of the opportunity. But hoping for a lot more of those.
Tell me what problems the Chargers present. Their defense has been playing very well, particularly against the pass. They're third in the NFL. One thing you might be able to exploit, and we talked about the running game, they have not played well against the run this year. That could be that could bode well for you guys.
Yeah, obviously every week our plan is to go in there and be able to run the ball effectively. But they've got a really good edge room for
Khalil
guys.
Mack, yeah.
Very deep room and a lot of vets over there. Just we just got to bring our A game and continue to play how we've been playing, but go in there with a different mindset that we're gonna take over the game as an offensive line, and we're not going to be able to win this game if we don't perform. So.
Yeah, you mentioned, I mentioned Mack. He's one of the premier edge rushers. Yeah. Do they move him around like other guys?
Yeah, they do. He's all over the place. He's on the left, the right.
So you have to be aware of him.
Yeah, but they've also got 3 other very capable guys with 45, Bud Dupree, 98 that they just picked up from the Ravens.
Right.
A deep room, and we got to be able to. Me and Brock got to be able to bring our A game and show up for the team.
One of the things, and I'll leave you with this, when I was looking at stats, and stats only tell part of the story, but they're having trouble against the run. They are one of the worst teams in the NFL in giving up explosive runs. Boy, I'd like to see number 30 break loose a little bit.
Yeah, we got to hopefully try and take advantage of that. But like I said before, every week's a new week, so I'm sure they're game planning and scheming us up. So it's going to come down to whoever plays best.
Well, it's a trip across the country, different time zone, but it's a business trip.
100%. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Good luck.
Thank you.
That is Steelers right tackle Troy Faltano, and as I mentioned in my interview with him, boy, some glowing reports on his play. He is really coming along. I would like to see that happen with Jones on the other side at left tackle, who's getting better, but Still a lot of room for improvement at left tackle, but Faltano is really living up to being a number one pick. He is really, really playing well on the Steelers' offensive line. Lines are open. Love to hear from you. Get up on that soapbox and be heard. Gazing at a wide-open board, you should have no problems getting through if you want to talk Steelers, Penguins, college football, college basketball, anything you so desire. We will talk about it. You just go to your phone and dial the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. Would love to hear from you, 724-438-4593. Great time to call. You should have no problems getting through. Whatever's on your cranium, as Mr. Cope used to say back in the day. We'll talk about it. I mentioned the area football teams in action. Now, we're going to join Penguins hockey right at the top of the hour. They're in New Jersey this afternoon. Then they come right back home and have an afternoon game against the L.A. Kings tomorrow at the arena in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh right now 9-4-2. New Jersey's 10-4. But in spite of the fact that they're playing so well, they have been hit with a raft of injuries, all coming out this past week. Sorry to hear about the young forward. Philippe Hollander has a blood clot in his leg, and he's going to be lost for quite a while, at least 3 or 4 weeks, maybe longer. Noel Akari, 3 weeks with an upper body injury. Justin Bazoo, who had been playing very, very well, upper body injury, out 4 weeks. The goalie, Tristan Jarry, who had been playing well, has a lower body injury. He's going to be lost for 3 weeks. And then some guys out longer term, Richard Raquel, the winger, and Caleb Jones, the defenseman. So they've been hit by a raft of injuries. It'll be interesting to see how they respond to that, because they're going to have to dip into some younger players. And some of the younger guys have been playing well, but injuries like that, when they come in a bunch like that, can hurt. And we've also seen in a couple games recently something that was a problem a year ago, and all of a sudden it has cropped up again in a couple of recent games in blowing leads. I mean, I turned off the Capitals game the other night, and they were up 3-0. Next thing I know, it's 3-3. And then they had a terrible loss in Toronto when they blew a lead. I hope this is not going to start rearing its ugly head again, that style of play. And I'll talk to Bob Grove at the bottom of the hour about that, because one of my favorite guests is coming up to talk NHL and Penguins hockey, and we're talking about writer and longtime Penguins historian Bob Grove. He will join me at the bottom of the hour. Meanwhile, let's play our other Steeler interview. Steelers on the road. Los Angeles Chargers out on the West Coast. Sunday night football, 8:30 kickoff. I caught up, as I always do on Fridays, with Steelers star outside linebacker T.J. Watt. First things first, I want to thank you publicly. You made an old coach's day. You got the chance to finally meet Dick LeBeau, and that's something that both of you have wanted to do.
Yeah, it's crazy. It took 9 years, but I'm glad. I mean, obviously he's a busy guy. I'm a busy guy, but to be able to meet the legend himself was very surreal.
I think you guys looked around and saw those guys that were on the field and back in town that day, and maybe put a little more spring in your step defensively.
Yeah, I mean, anytime those guys come back, it's awesome. And to be able to be recognized for their Super Bowl is awesome. To just see all those guys back in town and see how tight-knit they are. But more than anything, just know that those guys are the ones that instilled that Steeler culture. They carried it on even from the 70s all the way up to the 2000s. So that's something that we want to continue to do and play Steeler football. And I think last week was more of a reflection of that.
What was different this week? I think one of the things that you and I talked about was the way the quarterbacks were getting rid of the ball. I think the back end of the defense covered a little bit longer and gave that rush a little bit more of a chance to work, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're stopping the run, too, it allows...
Oh, you guys did a great job on one of the best in the league.
Yeah, it allows them to be more one-dimensional, allows us to be more aggressive in the pass rush, and those guys in the back end did a tremendous job of covering and allowing just an extra half a second for us to get there.
Coach LeBeau texted me when you made the strip sack. He said, TJ just turned the entire game around.
Yeah.
You have
awesome.
to love that.
I mean, yeah, man, we're just trying to make plays, honestly, and we were able to make a lot of them, and that's last week now, and we just need to move forward.
I noticed you had a little bit of a day off. You do maintenance days every week, don't you?
Yeah, I just moved it from Wednesday to Friday this week. So with the West Coast travel, I wanted to do an extra day on the back end as opposed to the front end.
Anytime you got to travel across the country is different. You're changing time zone and stuff, but it's essentially just a business trip, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We're going out there to play football and come back home with a win.
What have you noticed about the Chargers? They've got an outstanding quarterback. We've talked about him before. He's got good receivers, McConkey and people. Their running game has been hurt a little bit. Harris got hurt early in the year. They haven't run the ball as well. That sort of plays into what you want to do. You want to make them have to throw the football.
Absolutely, and just because they don't have their one or two running backs doesn't mean that they go away from the running back. I feel like they've stuck to the run game. It's just part of their identity. They have a capable fullback. They have multiple capable tight ends who they like to use in the run game and in the pass game. So it's going to be a challenging game plan for us.
Herbert does a lot of things. He can throw the football, but he doesn't do it as much as he used to because he's getting a little bit older. But he can still move around a little bit too. Do some things.
He's more than capable of being dangerous with his legs. Obviously, the arm talent everybody knows about, but those B-gap escape lanes, escaping out the back of the pocket, are all things we have to be conscious of when we're rushing the quarterback.
And that's rush lanes, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Just being coordinated.
Yeah. Looking at the way things are going right now, hopefully this will be a building block. You've been talking about playing better. Want to build off that win over Indianapolis and keep getting better.
Yeah, it's all about continuing to be on the rise and playing your best football each and every week as you continue to go towards the playoffs in December. And they always say November, December football is where teams really separate themselves. So we're here now.
A couple of guys have been hurt, but I wanted to mention one guy, and I didn't expect him to play as much as he did, coming in as late as he did. He only missed one snap defensively, and that's Duggar.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he really helped you guys a little bit.
Yeah, he's tremendous, man, to be able to come in on a Thursday and
play
as much as he did on a
it?
Sunday and make plays and stand out. I thought he did a phenomenal job. I'm excited for him to be here for this full week and get the full preparation for this week and see what he can do. But anytime you're able to hop in a moving train like that and play like that, hats off to him.
TJ, I thank you very much for your time, and I'm glad you got to meet my coach. It was a lot of fun. Good luck.
Me too. Thank you.
That is Steelers star outside linebacker TJ Watt. And if you haven't seen the photo online, a great photo of the two of them finally getting a chance to meet because TJ has asked me about Coach LeBeau several times, and Coach LeBeau sent him an autographed copy of the book, but they got a chance to meet, and it was just a great photo that somebody snapped of them on the sideline, finally getting a chance to meet. And TJ followed the coach's instructions. He went out there and kicked some butt. He really did, and it was good to see the defense play that way. Okay, we're going to shift gears a little bit, get into some great hockey talk. Always a pleasure when I welcome Bob Grove to the show, longtime writer and Penguins historian. We're going to talk NHL and Penguins right after this quick timeout here on the Sportsline.
You can go to Big Box Medical Office.
Now serving number 3,943.
Or
Hi, come on in. How are you?
for personal, professional health care you can trust, see Dr. Paul Hardley and nurse practitioners Tara Bozek, Jessica Reckhart, and Stacy Morris, proudly serving our community for over 30 years. Need care today? Walk-ins are always welcome. For your primary care, call Dr. Paul Hartley at 724-437-1109 or visit ppcp.org. Or
serving number 3,940.
Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group of Janie Montgomery Scott in Uniontown is a proud sponsor of Sportsline. When you work with Janie, it's about going beyond investing. It's about connecting your life and your finances in a way that makes sense for you. The team partners with you through each stage of life to help you set and reach your financial goals. To learn more about the Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group at Janie. Be sure to check out their website at www.lhwag.com. Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group of Janie Montgomery Scott, LLC, member FINRA, NYSE, SIPC.
Chris Parker Jr., Trick or Treat is over. What's going on at Autoland?
Treats continue here at Autoland with 0% for 60 months on all 25 Tucsons and Santa Fe's.
0% for 60 months?
That's right, 0% for 5 years on the award-winning all-wheel drive Tucson and Santa Fe's with third-row seating, plus 0% on the hybrid Tucson and Santa Fe's. Don't want 0% financing? Choose HMF Bonus Cash up to $4,500 on Santa Fe's. Winter weather is coming. Now's the time to get your all-wheel drive SUV with 0% financing and have a vehicle big enough for the family and hauling gifts. Did you know Hyundai is also the most awarded brand by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety for the past 2 years?
And every new Hyundai purchase includes Hyundai Assurance, America's Best Warranty, 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain protection, and 3-year free complimentary maintenance. Autoland Hyundai, downtown Uniontown, or online at AutolandHyundai.com.
And you always pay less to drive the best at Autoland Hyundai.
NovaCare Rehabilitation in Uniontown is accessible for all of your recovery needs. New at NovaCare is pelvic floor physical therapy, a specialized program to treat patients with pelvic floor dysfunction related to bladder, bowel, sexual function, and pregnancy postpartum. These issues can affect both women and men and include urinary frequency, urgency and incontinence, pelvic pain, constipation, IBS, menopause, painful periods, and more. Call 724-437-0556 for an appointment in Uniontown. Personalize your care with NovaCare. In 1986, the Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville was started with a promise to provide clients with truthful, friendly, and courteous service. It worked. With an expanded client base, the Firestone Insurance Agency's customers are now able to choose from over 20 well-known insurance companies. So whether it be auto, home, business, or life, Firestone has you covered, and the promise to provide truthful, friendly, and courteous service is still in place. As an independent insurance agency, the Firestone Insurance Agency works for you. They do the shopping for you to save you time and a bunch of needless phone calls. Because let's face it, no one loves to shop for insurance. Call the office at 724-455-3900 or visit firestoneinsurance.net. Can't make it to Normalville? Let the Firestone Insurance Agency bring service right to your kitchen table. The Firestone Insurance Agency, 724-455-3900 or firestoneinsurance.net. Doing what is right for the customer, finding the most affordable rates while making sure there are no coverage gaps so you are fully protected from the unforeseen.
Oak Pizza in downtown Uniontown is your one-stop shop for the most unique pizzas in the region. From the masterminds behind the Fat Angelo's franchise, Oak Pizza is the laboratory where the Fat Angelo's food scientists test their creations and let you be the judge. With traditional favorites like pepperoni and buffalo chicken pizzas to more experimental offerings like the sesame seed-infused Mad Pie or the spicy chicken pickle pizza, Oak has you covered. Order today at oakpizzas.com or by calling 724-439-5805. Your taste buds will thank you.
Hi, this is Rob King. You're listening to the Sportsline with George Von Benko on WMBS.
And welcome back to this Saturday edition of the Sportsline. We haven't talked Penguins hockey since right before the season started, and they're off to a pretty good start. Been hit by a raft of injuries lately, and they're in New Jersey for an afternoon game today. Joining me right now, one of my favorite guests, a longtime friend, longtime writer, and Penguins historian, the great Bob Grove. Bob, how are you doing this morning, my friend?
I'm doing great this morning, George. Hope you are as well. It's great to be on with you.
Well, it's always great to talk hockey with you, and I must admit, I have been pleasantly surprised by the Penguins' play here in the early portion of the season, Bob.
Well, you should be. I mean, none of us saw this coming, right?
Yeah.
This was going to be another down season, and people are saying tank and, go in for McKenna and the whole bit, and nobody thought, the Penguins were going to be even in the playoff discussion. And George, they win today. They are number one in the overall NHL standings with 4 games to come. Could be kicked out later. But, and they've been there already this season. It's absolutely a completely amazing start that nobody could have predicted going in. Nobody did predict or could have predicted with any good reason that they'd be able to do what they've done.
Well, and the thing, too, historically, if you look back, and we've got a lot of hockey to be played, let's be honest, but historically, if you look back, teams that have started like this in the past, more often than not, have, secured a playoff spot. Something drastic would have to happen, and as I said, a lot of hockey to be played yet, but historically, they have forged a playoff spot,
No, you're absolutely right. In fact, I went back when the Penguins were sitting number 1 overall on the morning of November 1. I went back and looked at the last 8 full seasons in the NHL. So the COVID season's thrown out, 82-game seasons. I looked at the last 8 of them. And I said, what happens if you are in a playoff position on November 1? And what I found out was that 67% of those teams make the playoffs.
Wow.
And of course, George, to take it a step further, if you're sitting number 1 overall on November 1st, it is really, really rare to miss the playoffs. I mean, the Canadians back, and I think it was 15-16 did. But, yeah, the Penguins have created a lot of space for themselves to go through a slump later in the season and still be in the playoff equation, obviously. So it's pretty amazing. And, yeah, this is the time when fans ought to start thinking, and you said it. I mean, look, they've played 15 games in an 82-game season. But 15 games is not a couple of weeks. So there's something here. And, and Dan Muse has found it, and the expectations should be shifting a bit.
Well, I like some of the things, and I'm actually going tomorrow. I'll make an appearance at PPG Paints Arena, which will knock Brian Metzer over with a feather if I walk in. But I look at the way they're playing. I like the puck support. I like the structure, some of the things they're doing. They're getting scoring from the first line, but they're getting scoring a little deeper as well. Goaltending, for the most part, has been good. I really like that. But I think aside from those couple of things, too, the thing that jumped out at me today, I saw the stat, they're number 1 on the power play. When has that happened? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, they've been there. They've topped that race a few times in their history. Obviously, I mean, the Penguins have an incredible history on the power play. If you go back to, my God, if you look at the top 10 teams have scored, the most power play goals in a season all time in the NHL. Look at the list of the top 10. The Penguins are on there 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yes, at 35.9%, they lead the league.
What I'm saying, in comparison to what has happened over the past couple of years, where, that one year they missed the playoffs, let's be honest, because the power play was so bad,
Yeah. So it's had a big look. Special teams have had a big role for the Penguins. I mean, right now, not only is their power play 1, but their penalty kill is 9, and it's on a run right now. So their special teams have been important. If you look back at the games they've played this season, they played a big, big role. The Penguins aren't getting many power play opportunities, but my God, are they cashing in. Now, remember, and people sometimes forget this, I mean, you're right. You go back 2-3 years, the Penguins' power play cost them a playoff spot. But last year, and I really thought this didn't get as much attention as it deserved, the Penguins had the 3rd best power play in their history last year.
You're right. So a lot of people, because of everything else that was going on, just completely overlooked that, I think.
Yeah. So the building blocks, Crosby, Malkin, Karlsson, Rust, Raquel, are all there. And then you come into this season, and you have Malkin being a big, big factor on the power play, much bigger than he was last year, off to an amazing start. Sid scoring goals. Sid has 6 power play goals, George. He's never had 6 power play goals 15 games into a season. This is the first time in his career it's happened. He's converting 50% of the shots he takes on the power play. And then they lose Raquel, and Kindle steps in and looks like he's been playing with them for 3 seasons. It's pretty amazing.
It really is amazing. And you mentioned Kindle. Boy, is he fun to watch.
Yeah, he is. He understands the game. I mean, he reminds me a little bit in that way of Gensel, and Kindle can skate. Kindle's got great vision. It's amazing. He only has 2 assists. He got his first 2 the other night against Washington. But this guy, you can just tell he understands the game. He knows where to be, and he's not afraid to go to the net. And that's the other thing I like about him. So there's so much to like about Ben Kindle. It's amazing what he's done, really. I mean, nobody gave this kid a shot to make the team at the start of the season, let alone have 5 goals and be contributing. Now, he made a couple mistakes against, that have hurt them as well against the Capitals. Pucks he didn't get out of his own. So that's par for the course. Young players are going to have to learn their lessons and all that kind of stuff. But he's been amazing. And look, you got Murashov starting tomorrow. Kindle's 18, Murashov's 21. He's been lighting up the AHL. Brunick, we don't know what his future is this season, but he's only 19. Koivunen 22. So they've started to inject that youth in there. And I want to add, before we get off that subject, some of the things you talked about really hit with me as well about this start. And the goaltending. Here's the thing, George. The Penguins just couldn't defend the last couple of years, especially last year. And they're still giving up way too many chances in general and good chances. But the difference this year has been the goaltending. Jari got off to a very good start before he got hurt. Shilovs has been good. The goaltending has been, it's a big, big difference, the kind of goaltending they're getting. And you mentioned that, and you're absolutely right. There's work to do because the kind of chances they're allowing, they're not sustainable.
Well, and, we've sort of seen flashes of this before, in particular, not to throw him under the bus, but in particular from Jari. We've seen flashes like this before from him,
No, I agree. And even though he was in goal for the meltdown against the Leafs, I mean, he was a guy that, look, in that game, if you go back up 3-0, lose 4-3, yes, Tristan Jarry's got to make a save late in the game. But there were a lot of guys that just completely left the game in the third period against Toronto. And I can also cite there were some other games this season where Jarry's been really good in the third period.
Well, he played, I think it was Minnesota. Wasn't he in the net against Minnesota?
Minnesota game was one of them, for sure. Yeah. So the goaltending's been great, and you mentioned the puck support. That's one thing I love about the way Muse has them playing is they've stopped doing this, the mindless the defenseman has the puck in his own zone, throws it up for a stretch pass for the puck to be deflected in the offensive zone, then you go get it. I mean, that's the way Sullivan wanted to play. It was always north-south, get the puck out of our half of the zone or half of the rink. And the Penguins had just stopped doing it effectively a long time ago. And now they have a puck support system where they're coming through the middle of the ice. They're making cross-ice passes in their own zone, D to D. They've got forwards coming back deeper. They're moving together as units. I love the way they're coming up the ice and entering the zone. Now, there's still work to be done because they're not always answering that when they lose the puck. But that's another thing that you mentioned that I wanted to say I love about the way the team's playing.
Yeah. Well, now we're talking about we fed them the sugar. And now we're going to feed them a little bit of the bad stuff because I worry a little bit, and I've seen it before. It was bad on the injury front this week. There were some things that happened, and we had a raft of injuries, and you just wonder whether that is going to. I mean, I really felt bad for Hollander with the blood clot. Of course, he's out 3 weeks with an upper body. Brazeau, 4 weeks with an upper body. Jari, lower body, 3 weeks. We've already lost Raquel and Caleb Jones. That's an awful lot at one time, and you just wonder how they're going to respond to that.
No, I completely agree. I mean, George, 25% of the lineup that dressed on opening night is out with injuries, and you just hit all the big ones. And they're important people. And that's why Kindle's play, especially on the power play, but also at even strength. Now, he's only played one game as Sid's line mate, so we'll see. But with Raquel out, you need Kindle to be a dependable guy for them because the other guy who was playing their Hollander is now also out with the clot, as you mentioned. So, you've got Raquel out, you've got Jari out. So, Murashov, I mean, everybody's loving this kid, but they need him to be good, and I don't think he's going to split starts with Shilovs. I don't see that. But when they put him in, it's one thing to play in the ECHL and the AHL, and I don't doubt for a minute that this kid's got something special because it kind of looks that way, but I need to see the proof, and I'm not expecting him to light up the NHL the minute he gets there his first 5 games, but they're going to need him to be good. They're going to need him to keep the team in games, give them a chance to win. And Achari's missing on the PK. That's pretty big. And the reason is because this guy, shot blocker, he hits you, he wins a ton of draws. George, the other night against the Caps, the Penguins lost 6 of their 7 shorthanded draws. That's the first game. Chari was gone for the whole game. So these are things that you're right to bring up. I mean, these injuries, that's a lot of people to be injured at one time.
Well, and the other thing I wanted to mention about the way they're playing, because there's so much to like about what they've done, but there were a couple things that really bothered me a little bit. The game in Toronto, for one, they just totally disappeared in the third period and let Toronto back into a game that they had no business being in.
Right.
And then, I turned off the game the other night. They were up 3-0. Next thing I know, it's 3-3 against the Caps.
It was very similar. Yeah, it was very similar. Yep. And then it happened earlier in the game, obviously.
And I think back, that was a trend in some games over the past few years, losing leads. That drove Sullivan crazy. Remember, he talked about it quite a bit,
Well, yeah, it was. It absolutely was. And it was a trend. I mean, the thing about that I remember about last year's team, especially George, was when they had leads, usually multi-goal leads we're talking about, and the game starts to turn, as games do. You play 60 minutes, the games have a rhythm. And, a lot of times everything's going your way, then things are not going your way. But last season, that team, when things started to go south in a game and they started to give up goals, they couldn't stop them. They couldn't stop the bleeding. They couldn't regain their composure and level the game off. And that's exactly what happened in Toronto, and that's exactly what happened in Washington. And those are consecutive games. Now, even though they came back to win the game against Washington, it's a concern.
Well, it set off some red flags for me, put it that way.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair.
Right. So we got to talk a little bit because we have been so blessed here in Pittsburgh over the years when you look at the players we've had the pleasure of watching. Lemieux and Yager and Ronnie Francis and Kevin Stevens and on it goes. What Sidney Crosby is doing at this age and just both ends of the ice, it is truly a marvel and a pleasure to watch him play.
Oh, it absolutely is, and we are, and I really feel, George, that Penguins fans understand that, how lucky they've been. I see them talking about it a lot. When I talk to them, they mention it. So I don't think that's the one great thing is that none of the fans have ever taken this for granted. To go from Lemieux to Yager, to Sid to Gino and all the guys in between. It's been absolutely amazing. But what Sid is doing, I mean, my God, he's like a machine, George. I
I look back at, and Gretzky was all world and everything else, but it took Gretzky to what Sid has done this year. It took him, I forget how many games when he was that old to get to the totals that Sid has. I think it was like 30-some games or something like that. 40.
Well, no, right. That's right. Gretzky. We all remember what it was like in Gretzky when his career ended in '99, and his last game was against the Penguins. And if you remember that Yager goal that ended the game in overtime and gave the Penguins a win at the Garden.
Yeah.
Gretzky, by the end of his career, was nowhere near the kind of player that Sid is right now. And Sid has just, it's his training, it's his mentality, it's the whole way he approaches being a professional, and, wants to learn no matter what age he is, wants to be a positive impact on his teammates. He just does everything right. And, people talk a lot here about, hey, his contract is up after next season, I don't think there's any question he's going to sign another contract after that. I don't know how long it'll be, and the money's not really important.
Well,
I think he's going to keep playing.
I think it would be a travesty if he didn't end his career as a Penguin.
Oh,
in my opinion, it would be a travesty.
No, I agree, and I think deep down that's what he wants, and the Penguins will always have him. So it'll be. I know there's been so much discussion about it, and I'll be shocked if it happens. But I think this is where he wants to be, and I know he's dying. Look, George, he only thinks about one thing. He doesn't care about any of it, and he says this, but it's just everything about him underscores that he's telling the truth. He could care less about any of these numbers.
No, he wants to win.
He just wants to win. Period. And if he was struggling, yeah, he'd be upset with himself that he's not producing. But if the team was winning, he'd be fine with it. He wouldn't be fine with playing that way, but you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
This guy just wants to win, and now he sees you've got this injection of younger players, and you've got more coming. You've got Bros down there who looks like a player. You've got McGroarty, who almost certainly would have made this team out of camp, who hasn't yet played because he got hurt before camp even opened. Sid can see that the team has turned. It really looks like they've turned a corner. They've built more into the pipeline, and some of these guys are already here and making an impact. And I think there's a really good chance that if they continue this going, he's going to get a chance to get back into the playoffs, and that's what he's really aiming for. And that's what you love about your captain, is that he just wants the team to do well, and he's doing everything he can to push them there. And it's just another year, just like all the others. I mean, you can go back and look, George, at his production through 15 games. I don't care what year. Go back any year. It's the same.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say he's like a machine. I mean, it's incredible what he's doing at his age, and the same for Gino.
Well, I was going to mention Gino. It's fun to watch, and boy, you can see he's got a spring in his step out there right now.
He does. He absolutely does. He looks more focused, and he's got more energy to his game than I've seen in a couple seasons, to be honest with you. I mean, he is playing. And we all know it's the last year of his contract. And I don't know if that's weighed on his mind. And he's like, I'm not going out having another year like last year. And there was nothing, really terrifically bad with the season he had last year. It's not that. It's just that this guy is driven to win, and he doesn't talk to reporters much. So you don't have that same feel about him, right, as you do about Sid and some other guys, because you don't hear from him that often.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy is driven to win. And he is, if you look at it, what did he say at the first day of camp? He's sort of throwing up, you know what, maybe I won't be done after this season.
Yeah, he threw it out there, yeah.
and if he's thinking that way, then he's been around long enough to know, George, that he's going to come out and show not only the Penguins, but anybody else, in case the Penguins aren't interested in re-signing him, that he can still play the game. And here he is. He's been leading the league the first month of the season, most of the time in assists. He's right there in the scoring race discussion. It's been pretty amazing to watch him play.
Right. A little housekeeping note. I wrote this down to myself because I was on the air when the guy called in, and I didn't have a chance to look it up. And I didn't remember off the top of my head. He asked about somebody who was looked at as one of the top goaltending prospects. He asked about Bloomquist, and I sort of lost track about Bloomquist.
Well, he got hurt. He got hurt in camp, and I don't think he's played yet in the American League.
So he's still with them.
So
yeah.
Oh yeah. He's still with them. Yeah, and people shouldn't give up on him. I mean, they just shouldn't. Sheeloz has never been a number one, so we don't really know what he could be as a number one goalie in the NHL. We know about Jari. We don't know about Bloomquist. We don't know about Murashov. So, yeah, I mean, he's still in the system, but the injury hurt any chance he had of trying to make the team, out of camp. But I like a lot of what I've seen from him, and I wouldn't give up on him yet.
Okay, well, all I can say is fans, come on out and see the team play, see some of these kids, but especially come out and see Sid and Gino right now. Yeah, because they are putting on a little bit of a show. They're putting on the Ritz a little bit.
Turning the clock back.
Turning the clock back. And, Bob, you and I always turn the clock back. We've been doing this for a lot of years, and I really enjoy the conversations. And
me too.
I'm looking forward to going to the game tomorrow. I haven't been down there for a while, so I'll be back in my old haunts a little bit. The only thing I'll miss is I won't be able to look up above and see my guy in the broadcast booth, because he's no longer with us, and I will miss that.
we miss Mike a lot. We miss Mike a lot.
We do. Listen, thank you very much, Bob. You take care.
Thanks, George.
Right, bye-bye. Bob Grove with some great hockey talk. We'll wrap things up here on the Sports Line right after this.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the better business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Twisted Tines Outdoors in Connellsville thanks you for voting them Best Nonprofit Organization in the 2025 Best in Fayette contest. Twisted Tines is dedicated to harnessing the power of outdoor exploration to make a positive impact on the lives of children, to provide them opportunities to learn about and experience the wonders of nature through fishing, hunting, and more. Twisted Tines offers activities that teach children outdoor skills and foster a deep appreciation for the environment and wildlife, connecting kids with nature to develop knowledge, confidence, and a sense of stewardship for their world. For information on activities, programs, and upcoming events, to refer a child or to make a donation, follow Twisted Tines on Facebook or online at twistedtines.org. And thanks again for voting Twisted Tines Outdoors Best Nonprofit Organization in this year's Best in Fayette contest.
Yeah, they're the people I trust. It's the place I go. Home Warehouse, where a house becomes a home.
Home Warehouse thanks you for once again voting them the best in Fayette for home improvements and windows, and they know how to make your house a happy home. Save on energy costs, keep out drafts, and update your home with beautiful new windows, doors, and storm doors from Home Warehouse, your one-stop shop for your exterior building needs. Roofing, shingles, metal, and commercial rubber roofing, shutters, siding, soffit and fascia, railing, as well as flooring, home and gun safes, wood pellets, and dog food too. So for selection, great prices, and hometown service, see Sandy and Donnie at Home Warehouse, Connellsville Street in Uniontown, wishing you a happy holiday season. Shop Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, Saturday, 8 to noon, closed Sunday and holidays.
Home Warehouse, where a house becomes a home.
Ready to score big on your next home? Well, great news. Huge savings are waiting for you at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. From open floor plans perfect for game day parties to energy efficient homes that will help you save money all season long, these homes are built to deliver. Don't wait on the sidelines. Make the winning play today and find the home that fits your family and lifestyle. Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon at 4500 Route 51.
It's a new day at WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital, and we're bringing a new level of quality health care to our community. From primary care to specialty services, our team has always put patients first. And now, thanks to our merger with WVU Medicine, our commitment to patient-centered care has grown even stronger. With new resources, a growing staff, and advanced technology, our team is here to provide you with top quality care when it matters most. Discover the new Uniontown Hospital and see how we've grown.
Casey's Sports Cafe, located at 243 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown and owned by the Vernon family, wants you to know they have new hours. Monday and Friday from 7 to 3, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday 7 to 7, and Saturday and Sunday 7 to 2. Come on into Casey's and check out their new menu ideas and entrees. They can also cater your next event. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Casey's is the place to eat. Call 724-550-4126. Casey's, the best in Fayette County.
WMBS.
Hi, this is Pat Narduzzi from the University of Pittsburgh, and you're listening to The Sportsline with George Von Benko on WMBS.
And Mr. Narduzzi and the Panthers have a massive ball game at Acrisure Stadium next Saturday, welcoming the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame into the building. Well, that puts a capper on this edition of the Sportsline. Hope you enjoyed it. Some good open line talk, the Steeler interviews with Faltano and Watt, and anytime I have Bob Grove on, it is must listen because he knows the NHL and the Penguins about as well as anyone. Longtime writer and Penguins historian Bob Grove. And I'm looking forward to checking out the Penguins tomorrow at home against the L.A. Kings. And that reminds me, we're going to join the Penguins here in just a moment or two because they're on the road for a matchup with the New Jersey Devils this afternoon in New Jersey. Puts a capper on it, the Sportsline. Brought to you this morning by my good friend Tom Vernon and Casey Sports Cafe, located right here on South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown, Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville, and by Bogies at Duck Hollow. Now under new management, serving lunches and dinners Monday through Saturday from 12 to 9, Sunday from 12 to 5. Come on out, enjoy fine dining, a round of golf. Phone 724-439-2150, located at 374 Duck Hollow Road in Uniontown. And this is your local station, 590 AM and 101.1 FM WMBS. We join the Pittsburgh Penguins Hockey Network.
Caught up on all things Penguins hockey on the UPMC Penguins Live pregame show.